Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Phoenix Draconis coming with you with another toy review video. Now this week's video is a review of Star Wars The Black Label series, Sabine Wren and Kanan Jarrus. And these are some awesome figures. I had Kanan at one point before my last toy purge, so it is awesome I was able to reacquire him. And it is even more awesome that I was able to find Sabine at a rather decent price. Good God, but I'm grateful that I was able to get these. Now, as you can tell, they have the traditional box, all black with gray lettering, gray artwork, on the front, a big window showcasing the figure itself. On the sides, on the side, you see the the big red banner with the individual product number, and then of course in this case Sabine. Now on the other side of the box, you'll see the rest of that open window, and then of course the name. I do the same right here, and it just showcases the same for each figure. Now on the other side, you're going to see a much more more larger image of the artwork on the front, as well as a quick bio for each of the figures. Now if you want, you can go ahead and stop the video and read it, or I can just make it simpler and just read it off. So for Sabine Wren, Sabine was a Mandalorian warrior, explosives expert, and a talented graffiti artist, qualities that came in handy as one of the first to rebel against the Empire. And then of course it's the same thing that's being said in 3 additional languages. So now you have a quick bio of Kanan Jarrus. Kanan Jarrus survived the Emperor's Purge, going underground for years and hiding the truth about the Jedi he really was. He was a leader among the Ghost Crew, and with the emergence of the Force-sensitive Ezra, once again embraced his identity as a Jedi Knight. So there you have both of them. Quick background for those that have never seen Star Wars Rebels. You have a little bit of a synopsis on each character. So other than that, let's go ahead, get these out of the package, and to loosely quote Octobotamus, let's see how cool they really are. Okay folks, there they are posed up, and Kanan's already ready to do battle. Sabine's ready to go ahead and make her mark, quote unquote, in the world. Or I should say make her quote unquote mark in the world. So these are some very articulate figures. Like with all Black Label series figures, they have a great amount of articulation. Each figure has their own individual stylings as per their characters. With Kanan, you see the shoulder armor, his clothing, very, very reminiscent of the character designs from the show. Oh man, let's see here. I'm going to try and just lift that up just a bit. I'm going to go ahead and just bring him just a little closer. And there we go. As you can tell, he does have a bit of a shine on his face, but I'm assuming it's because of the quality of the plastic. Come on, focus. Alright. But he does have a good look. Like I said, there's a lot of good molded detail, especially on the weapon. Though I have to say that when I had him before, his weapon was kind of gray, or some really good dry brushing, so I don't think that was ever completed on him. Maybe it's just the lighting in here, but I could have swore his uniform was not as dark. But again, it could be just because, of the lighting in here, whatnot. But I love the detail on his lightsaber. It is so damn awesome. I want to say that there's a company, Ultra Sabers, that has this type of rendition of Kanan's lightsaber. So I'm kind of like wanting to go ahead and get something like that. But if I do, I'll review it here. No biggie. Some really good details on his calves, his feet. The knee pads, the holster, which does hold his weapon, which is always a good thing, because back when the figures first started coming out in terms of the original Star Wars figures back in '77, that was the one thing that they didn't have. So a lot of us, myself included, probably had to go ahead, if you wanted to go ahead and have the gun kind of holstered, you get some Scotch tape and just tape the weapon around the leg, and it's like, hey, he's holding his gun. But man, that is some great detail. Alright, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at the articulation here. And he can look up, he can look down, he can look side to side. It is kind of limited because on this side here, he has a type of neck protector, but at the same time he's got his ponytail, which kind of hinders the ability to look up just a bit. But you know what? He is able to look up, so that is awesome nonetheless. His arms are on a type of ball and swivel joint, so he can move up. He does have an elbow bend that goes at 90 degrees from what you are able to see. It also has an elbow swivel. He does have wrist rotation and can bend just a bit this way, like so. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move that out of the way. His legs can kick up at 90 degrees, can not kick as far back because of his butt. He does have a double knee joint, one on each side, one on the right above the knee and below the knee. So he can do if you have him on a type of stand or something, you can have him, running. He does have his feet can tilt front, back, and he does have an ankle tilt for those awesome wide leg stances. So I'm gonna go ahead and just try and get him standing properly. So there you go. So and focus. There we go. Now he's back to his stance. Okay, folks, one thing that I did forget to mention with Kanan is there's a very unique trick that involves his lightsaber. Now, for anyone that has watched the first season of Rebels, notice that Kanan's lightsaber wasn't always attached to him by the hip. As a matter of fact, it was separated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the blade, pop, and then you're going to go ahead and remove the emitter from the rest of the lightsaber. Now these two pieces are going to connect here at that little post or port, and it's going to connect with this little piece right where my thumb is at, or I should say right where my forefinger's at. That's going to connect right there. And in the back there is a slot right here, the back of his belt, and the emitter button is going to connect right there. So there you have Kanan with his lightsaber deconstructed in a way, because I mean, at the very beginning, very few people knew that Kanan at one point was the Jedi or Padawan Caleb Doom. So, and that doesn't really become a mention of that until the last season of Rebels. So, for those that haven't seen the series, spoiler alert. Sorry. Anyway, so that's a neat little trick there. You know, when it comes down to you know, to Kanan. Now we're gonna go ahead and showcase Sabine, which, as you can tell, is already, whoops, get my fat finger out of the way, is already posed up with her with her airbrush on there, and you know, holding her her helmet. Her weapons have already been holstered, and I'm going to show that off to you in a moment. But I mean, look at the detail, from the way her hair is, the way the multiple colors come off on her hair, and I can tell Hasbro did try their best in making sure that this does look like season 1, you know, look to her character. The artwork on the armor, her clothing, the splatterness of the paint on her lower calves, the traditional phoenix symbol that's on her chest plate. It is awesome. And man, I mean, I don't know what else to say on this character. It's so stinking awesome, man. So, alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off her airbrush, and I'm going to take off her helmet. Now, let's go ahead and do a little bit more. Come on, focus, damn it. Jeez. There we go. As you can tell, she's got some really good detail on there. Now, could be because of the lighting. And you can tell to try to add some color, but I think it kind of lacked. Her face is not as shiny as Kanan's. Not to mention, I think whoever did the paint on her face in terms of her eyes, they didn't do such a hot job on it. She's got this weird look on her face. But like I said, she's got some really good detail on her chest plate, on her shoulders. So I'm going to try and focus. Come on, damn it, focus. There we go. So, see that type of space warthog there. Then you got that checkered piece going on there. You know, splattered on her, or I should say paint splatter on her forearms. Then on her calves and feet. And like I mentioned before, there is the holstered weapons, which, let's go ahead and pull those up. And then of course, you know, it's like some really good detail. As the light hits it, you can see it. Now, one thing, and let's go ahead and show off the helmet. This helmet is definitely, I should say season 1. And one good thing about this is that her scope or telescopic, deal does go in front of her face, so that is an awesome thing. And it does fit over her head rather tightly though, so wow. There we go. So there she is with the helmet, and she looks awesome with it. It's just taking it off is a chore because it is, I'm afraid I'm gonna wind up accidentally popping her head off one day. So what I may wind up doing is not putting the helmet on as often. So, and the articulation is pretty much the same. It's, she does have, the same articulation, as you can see as I'm posing her up. So really not all that much. Same articulation. Of course, there probably may be some hindrances. Well, no, it's molded in on her shoulder, so she can go 360 on her arms. She is able to bend 90 degrees. She does have a swivel. She does have, her hands can rotate and bend. It really depends. And of course, she can kick up at 90 degrees. She does have a double knee rotation. Now, one of the good things is that the knee plate, does give it a little bit more look. So that does help out a lot. And of course, she does have the, her feet can go out like so, back, and she does have an ankle tilt, I think. Yeah, she does have an ankle tilt. It's just that because she is a slender, character, she sorry folks, because she is such a slender character, you have to work with the positioning to where she's able to stand without tipping over in some way, shape, or form. So that is basically about it. Unlike my Transformers review, the figure reviews are not that in depth. It's just the basics. So forgive me if you feel shortchanged on the review. But give me a moment to go ahead and get these repositioned, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, I am back. As you can tell, I got them posed up. Sabine already in her, with helmeted on, with her weapons drawn. Okay, so I like the figures. I've loved these characters ever since the first season of Rebels. So it's a great take on the Star Wars mythos. It's within the same universe and everything, so it is awesome. The figures, when I had Kanan, was awesome. I liked him. He was great. He made a great conversation piece when I was working at a call center. I had them displayed on my desk. So having these figures again is awesome. Being able to have Sabine is awesome. I had been wanting to get her for the longest time, and I did wind up getting her, but unfortunately, when it came to my home, it wasn't delivered where it was supposed to be, and apparently some porch pirates just wound up snagging it. So, I started making changes in terms of anything that gets delivered to me. I have it sent to a P.O. box now. I'm sorry that it winds up having to be that way, but that's how it is now. But other than that, on a scale of 1 to 10, I have to give it an 8. I really do. They have some great articulation. The way the characters, basically their sculpting, their paints and everything, it's as if they just popped out of the screen. So I am very happy with that. My only gripe, unfortunately, I got 2 gripes, especially when it comes down to Sabine. Number 1 is the helmet. The helmet fits way too tightly. So whenever I have her posed, I may not have her posed with the helmet on. In addition, the way the eyes were painted on her face, it just gives a very strange look to her. But other than that, they're great figures. Knowing that Hasbro has, excuse me, got a frog in my throat here. Knowing that Hasbro has just recently re-released the Ghost Crew on Hasbro Pulse, gave me the opportunity to go ahead and get Ezra at a very decent price, because when I went through Amazon and I went through eBay and a couple of other third-party sellers, oh my god, some of these people are fucking insane. Either 2 or 3 times the original retail price that they were. So when I saw that Ezra was at a decent price on Hasbro Pulse, I went ahead and snagged it. In addition, with the re-release, they're also releasing Zeb Aurelius, which is Zeb for those of us that saw the series. And I went ahead and snagged his ass too. I mean, this was a character that a lot of people have been waiting on to round off the series. Now, with the re-releases, for those of you that have gone on Hasbro Pulse, there's new design to the box and everything else. I'm not gonna get the whole line again just because the box looks different. I mean, unless the characters are looking different. Now I'm hearing rumors that, the hairstyle is different and so forth. But when I saw the posting for them, I didn't see that much of a difference, if at all. I didn't see Sabine with the light-colored hair, the different paints on the armor and whatnot. So, maybe I just overlooked it and was more excited with Ezra and Zeb than I was with all the other ones. In addition, because they did sell out of Ahsoka, I wound up getting her at a pre-order price, through Amazon, which was great. So I'm getting those 3, and that will round off the Ghost Crew. So as soon as they come in, I'll be doing the video reviews on that. But that is my review and my take on Sabine and Kanan. What are your thoughts on it? Leave your comments, suggestions, and your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to this channel, because every time someone subscribes helps my channel out tremendously. Also, just so that you'll be able to get notifications on upcoming videos, please hit the bell button, also located down below. So here we have Star Wars The Black Series, Sabine Wren and Kanan Jarrus. And this is Phoenix Draconis, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace.